Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of watching an episode of One Piece every day until I die or I catch up. No editing, no setup, no scripting, just vibes. Just talking about how One Piece like you would with your friends. But since you don't, I'm here. So with that, let's get into the synopsis for episode 5. I'll give a quick rundown and then talk a little bit about what I liked, what I didn't like, what I'm excited for, and just some banter. And I'll try and keep it short for you because I know you guys are all very busy taking a break in between your gooning session and your reels session to make some time for me, so I appreciate it. So let's hop into just the summary. I'll preface this episode with that this was my least favorite episode so far, but let's just get into it. So this is the one where like Buggy is like so they're like fighting Buggy basically, the clown guy, and like Zoro got stabbed in the last episode, so he's kind of out of commission, and they shoot the cannon at Luffy and set him free, and then instead of Buggy fighting him himself, they get this random lion guy. It's I really don't know how better to explain it, like dead ass. It's just this guy riding a big lion. Okay, now that I say it, okay. Now that I say it, it's because Buggy's a clown and this is like a circus act, right? That's what that is. I'm really, really slow. I'm sorry. But still, it still felt random. Even knowing that, it's still kind of random. It kind of like Monster of the Weeky, which generally I really don't like. Unless it's JoJo Part 4 specifically, then I love it. And if it's any other JoJo part or anything like that, then it's pretty much trash. And then even more randomly, it was just this dog. So he was gonna break into this pet shop where they stored Zoro, because he was injured, and this dog is like guarding the way. And remember in 2 episodes ago when I talked about flashbacks, and I was like, this is a great flashback, gives exposition to this character, introduces Shanks to come into the show later, is entertaining. It did this flashbacks with the dog. I didn't care at all. It was just like flashing back to the dog, and it was trying to make you feel sad for the dog and being like, oh my gosh, look at this dog, he had an owner, and he's standing up for this pet shop. Bless his heart. You go, dog. Ganbatte. No, it was just like for people who have seen JoJo, it gave me the same vibes as watching any Iggy fight from Stardust Crusaders, where it's like this dog. I love dogs. Like Scout and Piper, my 2 dogs, if you're watching this video. Sorry, I don't know what I'm even saying. But yeah, if you're watching this video, shout out to Scout and Piper. But it just, I wanted the dog to die. I just wanted it to get stepped on by the lion and just finish up the fight so that we could just move on to the more interesting stuff. And the reason I said I was so excited for the rest of the show is because the show understood what I wanted in the first 4 episodes. It moved slowly enough. It moved pretty slowly compared to what I'm not used to. And that helped me get used to the characters. And like spend time with them and things like that. And it spent time where I wanted it to, it spent time in ways that was entertaining. And this just felt like they needed to somehow make this longer, and they wanted to introduce this dog character. And that worries me a little bit that it's going to continue to show up like this. That even like 1 every 3 episodes are like this, where it's like some random thing that shows up and some random one-off uninteresting character or gimmick or something like that, and in a backstory that we don't like, I don't care about at all, just to like kind of like placate the space for an episode and try and force some emotion. Even if that's like 1 every 3 or every 4 episodes, I'm gonna get very, very tired of slogging through that type of episode, because this is fine. I can watch an episode like this and be fine and just be like, all right, whatever, like the dog. And then what's even more annoying is the fight doesn't matter, because like Luffy just comes in and just punches the lion in the face. That's all he just walks in and punches the lion in the face, and the fight's over. So it was definitely like a waste of time for me to watch that. And maybe I need to retrain my brain from like whatever like fast-paced stuff like like Don to Don, which I just watched recently and loved. It's like a whole season compressed into one episode. But this, it's fine. I can stand it, and I know there will be episodes like this. And I'm committed to watching the whole show. I already decided. But it's just so boring. Sorry, I didn't give a good enough summary, but the plot is pretty simple for this one at least. This lion guy shows up fighting the dog. Dog has flashback to his owner, keeps getting hit by the lion, but doesn't give up and keeps like guarding the entrance shop. And Luffy comes up and just punches the lion in the face, and the fight's over. And that's the plot. So yeah, I don't have a ton else to say. Like if you guys like this episode, like let me know. And I mean, no spoilers or anything, please. But if there's like, if this doesn't happen too much, and a lot of time, like the flashbacks are focused around our characters and adding world building, adding genuine things to the story, then let me know. But like this doesn't add anything to the story, in my opinion, which is fine. But when things don't like add anything to the story, I at least want to be spending time with the characters, because then we get to know the characters better. And this is just like this dog that probably isn't going to show up again, and this lion guy that just got punched and is probably done for the rest of the show. So it's whatever. I can live with it. But I'm still excited for, the rest, especially of this first season. I'll be able to get a good understanding of, I think, what the beginning of the show looks like, because it's so long. It obviously changes a lot. But yeah, I don't have much else to add. So if you guys like this episode or remember much about it, just let me know in the comments. And otherwise, I'll just see you next episode. And hopefully this next one's a little more to my liking. Okay. Bye-bye. Press the like button. You can just tap the screen right there. And then it's actually in the bottom left corner right there. Unless my screen's flipped, then it's right there. So just like tap the screen and then hit like. And then I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.